Our mission at Friends of Jaclyn is to improve the quality of life for children and their families battling pediatric brain tumors and raise awareness. We are focused on what we can do for these children today, not tomorrow or a year from now.
You know, the Friends of Jaclyn is about improving the lives of children with pediatric brain tumors. But what they found, I think what Dennis found as he got involved in the program, is that really oftentimes it's siblings who actually need attention, because what happens is all the time and resources and nurturing and care are sometimes invested into the child with the problem, and the other child is unintentionally neglected. And so he created the Safe on the Sidelines program to make sure that those kids were being nurtured and cared for too. I think a lot of times we do community service events and it's a one and done. We go out and we do it, and we come home, we feel good about ourselves for a couple hours, and then we don't really think about it again. I think the longevity of a program like this, where you're involved in a child's life for a lifetime, and you're part of that journey, is really, really important. I think the longevity of that program it teaches our kids a lot about commitment and discipline, but also interactions with the child themselves. Well, I think initially I was really excited about the program and thought it was the coolest thing in the world. But then when I started to think more about it, I was concerned about the longevity of it. I was concerned, we live in a quick hit society, and I was afraid that once the novelty of the program wore off, that our kids wouldn't do it the way that it needed to be done. And as a coach, I think the most surprising thing was the way that our kids kind of took hold of it and did nurture it and took it to their own. It took on a life of its own. Yeah, they become family friends. We've become family friends with the Schulers, and I think that my relationship and my wife's relationship is probably actually more with the parents than with Ellie. It's our players who have the relationship with Ellie. Ellie's still at the stage where she's a little bit awkward with adults. So I have more of a relationship with parents, and we've invested in it, and it's a nice friendship. Yeah, our program and our philosophy on coaching for our staff and for our program has always been about developing people first. So the tie-in with Friends of Jaclyn is a very natural tie-in, and we really feel like if we're developing our people, we are helping develop them through team building and discipline and teamwork and responsibility and all of those things that we're going to win as a natural byproduct of that process. I feel like our mission as coaches is to develop people first and foremost, and hopefully win as a byproduct of the fact that we're developing people and developing valuable lessons of life. I mean, our program has core values. Our core values are character, chemistry, and passion. And we feel like if we're developing our team in those ways, that we're going to be a successful team. I think Friends of Jaclyn and anything that you do beyond the scope of your performance on the field should teach some values, should teach discipline, responsibility, leadership, teamwork. You should be developing and teaching those things, and certainly Friends of Jaclyn develops those values. In our circumstance, I don't feel like Ellie is some grand motivator for our battle on the field, but I do think she's more of a motivator in the sense that we can take what we learn about maybe the game's not really that important. The game of life is maybe a little bit more important than we'll see the bigger picture. I think we use it more not for the Cinderella story, we use it more for, you know what, we lost that game and we're really upset about that right now, but there's a lot of other things going on in the world that are more important than what just happened on the field. Well, I think that our players feel some definite personal satisfaction and personal rewards in seeing Ellie come to life. When we took Ellie 3 years ago, she was a very introverted, shy girl. And part of the process, I think, has happened through, what she does outside of us. But I think certainly our girls taking her under their wing has something to do with the fact that she's become a vibrant, really alive young lady who smiles all the time and can joke and share stories and do all those sorts of things with our team. When she first started, she was hovering over in the corner by herself. And I think that our players take some real personal satisfaction in being a part of that process in her life. I think the Friends of Jaclyn is the big picture. It kind of puts life in perspective, and what we do with sport on the field and the wins and losses are important to us at the time, but in the grand scheme of things, they're pretty trivial in relation to what some families and what some people in this world are going through. Friends of Jaclyn has meant so much to our soccer program. It's meant a lot to our coaches families, our student athletes, and if you have a chance to participate in this program, I can't strongly encourage you enough to get involved.
The power of Friends of Jaclyn creates future leaders for tomorrow's society. FOJ develops young men and women to make a difference in the world. These student athletes' perspective is changed by a child who gives them a gift in return for their love, support, and friendship. I believe that FOJ will be as significant as the pink ribbon one day. And at that time, we'll be able to make an impact on research. Until then, we will continue to focus on the now. As my wife Linda says, quality of life prolongs life. Our motto at Friends of Jaclyn is live in the moment, play in the moment.